Hello, welcome. Just waiting for it to come onto YouTube. Yes. Okay. So hi, welcome to the YouTube stream, the Zoom stream. If you'd like to join in Zoom, you have to go to my Facebook page to find the Zoom link. Just posted it on the Facebook page. Um, yeah, audio is on. So this is a non-duality meeting where we speak about there not being two, there not being actual separation. Hi, Andrea. This one. So this is being lived. Another way to say it is life is happening. This is happening. When there is a sense of being someone, a sense of being a separate someone, then it feels as if you are living life. You are like apart from everything, and you are an independent being or something, entity, living life Whereas what's being spoken in this speaking message, speaking message, what's being spoken here is about the end of that dream. So the end of that reality. That you are a separate someone living life, that you were having independent experience or an independent reality. You could call it a movement back or a movement out of that person. The total energetic movement. Whole. The person, however, the mind, however, identified as a person is looking for something. It's on a journey in time, looking for, searching for, seeking for something. And so when it runs up to this message, this speaking about this absolute completion, then it finds itself in a bit of a pickle. Bit of a complicated area or difficult area. Because it's seeking something, wanting something, needing something, looking for something. The energy of it is seeking. It's made up of seeking. And yet this is pointing to this being it. And so it's a really difficult thing or hard thing for this to be heard. Or comprehended or anything, because it's the opposite thing to the nature of that seeking. And that's where things like depression come in. People feeling like, what's the point? And all these depressive kind of feelings and thoughts about frustration, trying so hard, and all these different things. All these stories the person has. It's quite natural because that's what's that's the way society is. It's been about conditioning. It's been about looking to the future, working in time, being someone. I suppose this message is the antithesis, is that the right word? Of capitalism, like sorry, consumerism, maybe achievement capitalism. I don't know, but yeah, the whole society has been around becoming as individuals, not just financially and materially, but also in other ways, intellectually, becoming a better person, like as a psychology level as well. Spiritually, becoming a better soul, a better person, all these different things. So the question's often, well, what do I do then? What do I do now? What do I do now? But that's kind of missing the point. That's more of a mental thing, a mental question, and an energy question as well. This energy built up around seeking, avoiding what is, and seeking. But it really is like the wrong, not wrong, but the wrong um level of things. what I mean is what's being spoken about isn't in the realm of you, that illusory you, that sense of being someone, that sense of I am someone, I am an individual, I am a separate person. So what do I do is not really related to what's being spoken about. That's in the realm of I already am. I am this someone, and what do I now do? I've been doing this, so what do I now do? That's not what's being spoken about. Non-duality is such a beautiful expression, such a beautiful topic, such a beautiful song, such a beautiful pointing, such a beautiful description. And what it's singing about, what it's pointing to, what it's describing and revealing is that this isn't separate, this isn't divided, this is whole, this is complete, that there is an illusion possibly playing of someone, that there is someone separate having a separate experience, but that isn't actually true. That maybe possibly suggesting that that isn't the way it is. That's the so-called norm, but this is opening a possibility of something else, something that is fundamentally already the way it is, but masked behind this illusion of it being something else, of it being separate, of it being individuated. That while that play's been playing of you, this person that has a past and is going to a future and is here now and all of these things, that is a appearance, that isn't truth. That whole time that's been playing, but it isn't true. To waking up out of that dream, out of that hypnotism. So it is quite a radical subject. It's radical because everything that this you has believed to be true isn't the way it is. Everything this you has believed to be what it is isn't what it is. Okay. So it's a real yeah, it's a radical subject. To be pointed back to what is happening, pointed back to what is, rather than what you think or what you imagine or what you remember or what you project or what you feel. And it really isn't a avoidance or a neglectful thing. People sometimes interpret it as being avoiding or um what's that word, like disassociating, something like that. Or yeah, it's totally not that. Totally not that. It feels like it's more the opposite. It's fully full on everything. It's not, there's no avoidance here at all in this message, this communication. It's not about avoiding anything. Obviously it can be used like that. Everything can be used, but it really isn't that. In one way, it's like the person, the mind, wants to avoid things by it going off in its stories. But this is totally everything. Yeah, so you're welcome to join the if you have any questions, you can join the Zoom. The link's on my Facebook page. My fingers are swollen with the heat. It's very hot here in England at the moment. Or you can write in the chat any questions you have. I'm gonna move this screen a little bit. Hi, hi. Meet again. Andrea, tell Ginny she's my. Am I hunt down my guru? Winter's night. Is me and avoidance the same thing? Um, I feel like I feel like me is a fabrication. Like something that's put on top, and to that me on top, it feels like it's not on top. It's the primary subjective ruler. I was going to say ruler. It feels like it's very prime and it's very much the one, the main one, the what's it called? Subjective. The observer and the subject, the object, the subject. It feels very much in the driver's seat. So it feels very much needed and important, and it's the main one. Um, I won't call it it's a avoidance. It's avoiding what is. It's just it's the yeah, the extra bit put on top. It's an illusion, and it gives the impression that it is in charge or something, that it is real and the objects are happening to it. It's in the middle, the center of everything, and objects are appearing to it for it. It's the one that's interacting with everything. It's the one that's in charge. Without a me, would there be avoidance? Without the illusion, would there be avoidance? There would be what is. There would be what is. I mean, there could still be avoidance in the sense like we don't want to deal with something right now, so you're avoiding it till later. There could still be avoidance, putting things off. I suppose you mean avoidance, as in like say there's usually it's around emotions, isn't it? Avoidance. So you're avoiding an emotion, anger, for example. You feel angry and you're avoiding that being exposed or coming up fully. So the mind's like separating it down or separating it off, suppressing it. Um, I feel like, well, at least here, that annoyance or that anger is very yeah, very difficult to hide, maybe. It's more obvious. The feeling of it, the energy of it. Um, and it is appropriate sometimes to avoid things. So say there's anger or something, or annoyance at someone saying something, it's quite appropriate at times to not like let everything come out at that time. Maybe you need to discuss it later or something, or process it later. There seems to be an avoidance of what is. I don't think there can be an avoidance of what is. Obviously, I'm not sure exactly what you mean exactly by that, but I'm reading a question on the chat, so I can't speak to you about it. Like, but there can't be an avoidance of what is. What is what is. There can be dreaming about something else. So there's dreaming happening. Looking for something that seems to be missing. Yeah, that's seeking. Looking for something else than what is happening. Some comfortability with what is. This needing, or this strong focus on the mind, on thoughts. And this isn't something that, you can say these things, it creates this image of what this is, and it's not true. That's another image of what this is. The mind likes to complicate things and make obstacle courses and problems and all these things. And what's being spoken about really is very simple. Actually, it's very simple what's being spoken about. And that is what's being looked for is this, is what's happening. There's nothing else. And this is the end of seeking, because this is it. This isn't what the mind is projecting or imagining, because this can't be imagined. I mean, can you picture, imagine, can you picture or comprehend the conundrum that is for the mind? trying to find something, imagine and find something that can't be imagined and found. I mean, that's massive. It's huge. Trying to seek for something that already is. I mean, that's huge. That's so that's so friggin' huge. Harsha, you're welcome to call on Zoom if you like. This question you've asked a few times, I believe you have, about free will and choice. So you're welcome to, if you can, call into Zoom. We can talk about it. Just find the link on my Facebook page. You can join. Trying to keep it off here to avoid lots of trolls, is it? Spams and trolls and I missed the question. What about oh no. There's no one that can stop the seeking there, is there? No, there is no one who can stop it, who can start it. There isn't anyone. No, no, there isn't anyone. And that is the seeking, that there is someone. There isn't anyone. What about the drag of the mind? Drag of the mind. I'm not sure what that means, Peter. Drag of the mind. But that the pull, how does the sense it's the same question. How does the sense of being separate come to be? Is that linked to which question are you referring to, Peter? Or shall I address the drag of the mind one or the second one? What's drag of the mind? Second one, okay. Address it before you explain what that means. I can't really do that. Oh, see, I see. Sorry, the second one. Sorry, sorry. The second question. Okay, how does the sense of being separate come to me? um, how does it come to me? I don't know. I don't know how it comes to be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that is programmed into the human genetics. I don't know how that's programmed in. I mean, no, I don't know. How could I? I don't know. How does that illusion start? How does it appear in humans, but not in the door or in the tree or in the I don't know. I can only assume our brains, our bigger brains, our complicated brains, our ability to abstract and imagine what's not here. That's definitely part of it. Like our ability to imagine and create into in the head. That's quite amazing. You could say, think of a apple. You can imagine an apple and picture it. Think of your mum or your next door neighbor or tomorrow. You can kind of imagine. Think of last week. You can think back and think of what happened and images and yeah, it's an amazing functioning we have. That's definitely to do with our suffering as well. Suffering. We can imagine and project forward and back and imagine someone in that timeline. I'm someone in that. I'm this person, this main character in that past story. It's happening to me. It's so amazing. I don't know though. I don't know how it comes into being. I do not know, other than I can say probably genetically, and society has been conditioned with that for so long that it's just part of the norm. It's just part of our conditioning now, part of our genetics now. That the human will go through this becoming someone, identifying as someone, and be living through this image of someone. Till that stops happening. That was the second question. Where is it? So the first one was what about the drag of the mind? I mean, how the mind always seems to come along and pull awareness into feeling incomplete. How does the sense? No, that wasn't. What about it? The drag of the mind. Yeah, what about that? What about it? Like that's only that's only possible for someone who believes in that. That's only possible for someone who feels they exist and they are real and they are a someone. That the mind is real, what it's saying is true, and it relates to me. feel like the mind is given so much importance, so much power and importance. But animals have some set of separateness, right? Sense, maybe some sense of separateness, right? Animals. Animals. But what are you basing that on? You're saying it as a fact, but what are you basing that on? If you're basing that on their appearance, like on their fur ending at a certain point, them having a form, and that's what the illusion's doing all the time. This body has a form, a limit, so therefore there must be separateness. It must be separate. And because this body moves and speaks and looks, and there must be something separate inside this body doing all of that. So therefore the cat that's moving as well must have something separate inside the cat. I have a cat, so inside the cat. So what are you basing that on? Oh, ignore it if it's okay. My dog used to get jealous of my cat, so she must have some concept that she is different from the cat. Yeah. It's so yeah. It's so amazing. Just how we think that these behaviors are to do with someone. That it means it equals someone. So this body wants to survive, I imagine. And so it's going to want to have food. It's going to want to have the toy to play with. And so if it has another body there who's taken the toy, taken all the food, this body's going to react. It's going to be angry, jealous, whatever you want to call it. It'll be an emotional reaction. There'll be a behavior. We then equate that to somebody being in that body rather than just a natural response. Like we immediately assumed there's individual responsible entities or something. And there's just so much suffering in that belief. Then we imagine that if if there's this waking up, this shift out of personal identity, that the body wouldn't anymore act like that. It will be wholly, no, no, you have the cake, no, no, you have the pizza, you have the toy, I'll sit with nothing. We imagine that's the better, perfect way for the body to be. But the body will die without food and water. It will die and be very unhealthy without playing with. I don't know. It's a human body, a human organism that has survival instincts. It has pleasures. It has pains. And just imagine the amount of seeking in that, trying to get to a point of being a perfect human being, doesn't need food or doesn't need anything. That constant, I'm not there yet, I'm not good enough. This idea of perfection, like we've personified holiness or something. Common thing in spirituality and religion. This idea of perfection, perfect human, perfect behavior, aspiring to become this holy person with no jealousy or no wanting. And I feel like I don't feel that there's this perfect human being. I feel like the human will be a human and it will survive. But I think there is some truth to it. Like there will be a change in terms of these behaviors and these emotions that humans have. There's definitely a change, not the way we imagine it to be. Like there isn't going to be that. So say if the other human took the pizza, all the pizza, this body we be pissed off, pissed off, pissed off, definitely pissed off, and obviously hungry. And maybe it'll be a bit untrusting of that other human for the next meal. Like, get my food ready first. Like, so here there's still reactions. There's still human reactions and human behavior, and I'm definitely more myself than ever. Um, but it's just different in the sense that it's not personal anymore. It's not towards anyone. So I'm pissed off, but not towards anyone. Was hurt or upset or whatever it is, the emotion is, but it's not like when there's that separation, it's like it's it's like it's very much personal, very much towards someone. It's their fault, it's them, it's very real and very serious and very It's awful. It's very height and very, yeah. Whereas this is like an openness, like an openness. So anything can come up and appear, even more so, but it's not personal. It's not like hurtful and vindictive and hateful. It's, yeah, sort of taken into a story, heavy, time bound, stretched out story. Mm. I'm sure the cat, you're saying jealous, but I mean that's our interpretation of the cat dog being jealous. We don't know if that's true. But even if it was jealous, I bet it was only for a short period. It wasn't dragged into time, and it always now hated the cat and was gonna, you know, take the cat's bowl and ruin. You know, it's gonna be like vindictive, or it appears and it disappears. It's not held on to. But the point of it is, there isn't anyone. There's no one doing that, and that's the freedom. That's the total freedom of this. That this is happening. I'm not sure what holiness is. And I'm not sure what holiness is. We have ideas of holiness. I'm not sure what holiness actually is, other than projections, our imagination. We only have stories that we can use, archetypes. We don't really know what that is. We imagine and project and create more stories of it. This is it. If holiness is anything, it's this. The noise of the air conditioning, the light, the computer, the table, the floor, the breath. This is holiness. What is happening? This is it. Thank you. Lots of love.